Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, June 26th, and it's not our usual day, so I apologize that I needed to switch, but I had an in-person class yesterday morning that I needed to schedule on Tuesday. So that is why I had to switch for today. This is Lori Bradley, and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in St. Louis, Missouri, and I am going to show you a little bit one stamp set that's an online exclusive today, and it is called Sweetly Scripted. Let me show you that really quick. It's got long, cursive, scripty words. A super fun set that's multi-occasion, easy to use. But I'm also going to incorporate some scraps because everyone has paper scraps laying around that you don't know what to do with. So we're going to add a couple of things with our cards today that we use some of the paper scraps. When I cut for a class, I have extra strips, I have extra squares that I'm not sure what to do with. So today I'm going to show you 3 different cards with 3 different ways that I use small pieces of designer series paper. You could use designer series paper, you could cut a piece of cardstock, whatever you have handy would be an easy thing to do. I'm going to get started. I have my paper trimmer here, and I just want to tell a funny little story. My husband uses my paper trimmer sometimes. He has a coin business, and he mails packages to people, and when he cuts his shipping label, will use my paper trimmer. And he leaves the white typing paper, printer paper, next to the thing. And yesterday or the day before I saw a Facebook or Instagram reel about how I know my husband loves me because he leaves things behind. And it was a lady whose husband left behind, his socks in the bedroom and all those kind of things. And so anyway, I told my husband that now I know that that's how he loves me because he leaves the paper scraps. So when he used my trimmer this morning, he actually put it right back where it belongs. So it's right here on my desk. All right, let's get started. The first card we're gonna do today is actually, I used last night in my card class. And we're gonna use the Lavender Fields paper with the Gorgeous Grape and Pretty Peacock and Crumb Cake. It's a great designer series paper that was in the mini catalog and carried over, so we still have it. All right, and I have just cut some 1-inch strips of this paper, and everybody's was a little different because they're 2-sided, so everything looked slightly different. So my first little job, I'm going to go ahead and fold my card in half. I am a little bummed because it is a cloudy, dreary day here in St. Louis, but it has been 100 degrees this week. So I'm actually grateful that it is now 80 degrees and not quite as hot. And so it's a little dark, and I'm thinking, I hope that you can see my projects okay. All right. I did 5 strips. They're each 1 inch by 3 inches, and there is no right or wrong way to put these on your paper. And I'm literally just going to, let's see. Oh, let's do a purple. Let's do a solid. Two solids and 3 patterns. Or pattern, as our middle son used to say. Yeah, so there's no right or wrong. We're just going to arrange these strips across our panel and glue those down. I'm just going to start on one side. Let's scoot that up so you can see. And I'm going to use liquid glue because you all know that sometimes things don't go as you want to. And so I'm going to go ahead and just start on one side. Actually, I'm going to start on the ends, and I'm going to build my way toward the center for this one, just to be a little different. Like I said, there's no right or wrong to how you assemble the strips. That way I can see that they're kind of even on both sides. I'm not going to put the glue all the way to the ends because I might want to tuck something under. Let's see, let's go this way with this guy. And just 1-inch strips. Sometimes I have these left over from my classes that are where I've cut panels, and I just don't know what to do with them. And so super easy, and you could arrange them, you know, the same panel or the same strip across the panel. Let's go this way, tuck it under this way. There we go. And so we've used 5 strips, 1-inch strips right there on our card, and it's almost good to go. I'm gonna set that aside. I have a white long strip that's 3/4 by, it's a little over 5 1/4 because I wanted to be able to trim it so that it fit perfectly. But I have Pretty Peacock ink that I literally just got all over my finger. Bear with me here for a second. Let me clean my hand. All right, and I am gonna use, last night was a happy birthday class, so we're gonna use a happy birthday stamp, and these stamps are too long to just stamp onto the ink pad. So when you do these long stamps, you want to gently just tap and kind of walk it across, just like it's going across, and then look at it, and you see that it goes all the way side to side that way. And then I'm going to stand up. And hopefully that's close to center. There we go. Last night's class was a birthday class because you always need birthday cards. And you'll notice that it's a little long, so the side has some white on it. And that's because we're going to trim that. So we're just going to lay it on there. We're going to go ahead. And again, I'm going to use the liquid glue so I can move it if I need to. My other job, I have 3 big things I have to get done today. Today, I'm going to send out my emails about my July card club. If you are not a member of Card Club, you are going to miss out if you don't do the Country Birdhouse club for next month. And the bundle is on sale. So I'm going to open up registration soon, or actually today, so that if you want to get the bundle at a discount in addition to free shipping, with the club, then you can do that. And also, I'm going to open up my Christmas in July stamp camp. So look for that. If you are not on my email list, then make sure, I'll put the link. Make sure you sign up for my email so you don't miss out on that. All right. I have trimmed the edges. Our ink goes all the way to the end. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to assemble our panels. This is Crumb Cake, and we're going to put that right on the Peacock panel. I do love Pretty Peacock. I think it's one of my favorite colors. And it's not my usual color wheelhouse. So, and then we're going to go ahead and put that onto the card base. And I'm always a purple fan. My high school colors were purple and white. And I told the ladies last night that for me, I realized that the official name of this stamp or this color is Gorgeous Grape. But for me, this is Bulldog Purple because that was my high school mascot. So it's Bulldog Purple. So Bulldog Purple and Pretty Peacock. And then I actually am going to go ahead, I'm going to put a white panel on the inside. But I realized that I have some more scraps. Probably should have done this first, or done that first. I'm going to go ahead and put these on the inside. And I realized that I had an extra 1 strip that actually matches this strip. So I'm going to cut a 4-inch piece. This is just part of the 1-inch scrap strip that I used. I'm going to cut a 4-inch strip. And I'm going to use that to decorate the inside of my card, just along that white panel, so it has a little bit of fun on the inside as well. if you had a panel, a little strip that was skinny, I don't have one handy, but you could easily do, I'm just gonna put it along this edge of my white panel. And there you have just a little extra that's along the same little theme as the front. Then let's bling it up a little bit. Let's go ahead and we're going to use some linen thread. Linen thread probably is my favorite embellishment because it's so versatile. And it's $5. $5, you get a whole 10 yards. How many yards is it? It is, let me tell the truth, I don't want to lie. 15 yards. It is 15 yards of linen thread for $5. And you can use it with fancy things, you can use it with country things, you can use it with flowers, you can use it with whatever your, oh my goodness. Welcome to my life, everybody. Welcome to my life. Today I have to do an actual, I'm terrible with my camera, and I probably need to do some tutorials on how to move my camera so you can actually see my face. I have to do a welcome video for a class I'm doing, and so I'm gonna have to figure that out, I think, by lunchtime. So that's on my today's agenda, is to do a live welcome video for my friendship collaborative class I'm doing with my friend Sue in Canada, and that's this weekend. I'm looking forward to it. So if you've signed up for that, we look forward to having you with us. I'm just going to put the glue dot, and I rolled it up just a little bit so it fit behind the knot. I'm just going to put that right along there, along the side. And then I have some brushed brass butterflies. Butterflies and lavender I think would go nicely together. So we're gonna just add a couple of butterflies. Last night we had out the birds, the dragonflies, and the butterflies. And the butterflies were definitely the most popular. And there you have a simple way to use your scraps. These could be aligned in a perfect line. They could be spaced evenly. They could be cattywampus. I'm always a fan of cattywampus if I'm given a choice. So, all right, card number 1, happy birthday. One of the other sentiments in is speedy recovery. We all sometimes need a get well card. I actually have a friend who was at class last night, and she is having hip surgery in July. She's having a hip replacement. So I'm going to save one of these cards for her and hope she doesn't remember that this is a card that's very similar to what she made. My card from last night is right behind me here. And so we're going to change that into a get well card with the Simply Scripted sentiments. This is the Unbounded Love, which I love it. Also, I used this for a retreat a few weeks ago, so I just switched things around a little bit, and I had some extra pieces. So I thought, what can I do with these pieces that are left over? So my DSP for both pieces is 3 by 4, and sometimes that's a size that I have left over, and you don't ever really know what to do with a 3 by 4. It's not a full card front. So we're going to use this for our card. Maybe if I can find, my card disappeared. I blame my husband for that? I don't think so. I have the ink here. I have the DSP. Hold on one second. Goodness gracious. All right, let's try this again. All right. I love having pieces of things ready so that I can just whip up a card pretty easily. And so I'm using leftovers from class tonight. I'm not actually using this piece, so I will save that for a different occasion. So these two colors are Summer Splash and Pretty in Pink. Pretty in Pink is a returning color that's been around in the past. and has come back. I think it might be a smidge different, but it is for the most part exactly like the Pretty in Pink from the olden days. So I say the olden days. I don't know how long ago olden days qualifies as, but all right, so we're going to stamp some of the flowers from the Unbounded Beauty set, and we're just going to stamp it around the outside edge because the middle of our card is going to be covered. So I'm just going to stamp the Pretty in Pink flowers all the way around my panel, as many as you want, few as you want. You're not going to see the whole flower, so it doesn't fully matter. I'm not sure I can get an extra one right there, but let's do a little edge. Okay, so we have our panel, and that's just to add a little depth to the back side. And we're going to glue that onto our Summer Splash card base, just using our regular adhesive. I think these colors are very summery, very springy. It's probably my favorite set of ink colors we've had in a long time. All right, now I have my 2 pieces of designer series paper. So I'm just going to glue those together so that they're, I'm going to go like this because those are going up. So I don't want my flowers to look like they're upside down. Just going to use some liquid glue again so I can adjust if I need to. And I'm just going to glue them together. Again, cattywampus. So it's 3x4. Remember that because we're going to use another 3x4 piece and we're going to do something different with that. All right. And 3x4 fits very nicely on a 12x12 piece of paper, because you can get more than, let's see, there's my flowers. We're going to go this way. Get an even number of pieces from a 12x12. And so a lot of times I use those for a class, but sometimes I have extras. So we have this piece. Now we're going to change our sentiment. The other one was the Unbounded Love. We are going to, yes we are. Oh my goodness. I had everything on this table, and now you would think that I didn't have anything. My white strips have disappeared. Again, I am blaming my husband because that's the easy thing. For real, I had 3 white strips sitting on the side because, you know, you might mess up. Oh, here we go. All right, sorry about that. Goodness gracious. Okay. So for this one, this is the Speedy Recovery, and the font is just a little different, but it's the same long piece like on the other one. So we're going to stamp Speedy Recovery, and again, just walk this stamp right across gently, because if you go like, actually, let me show you. If you push too hard and let me make sure I've got plenty of ink, you can see that there's ink all along the top and the bottom of the block. And that is not cool. And I could show you from my other table, left from last night, the heavy press of the stamps. So when you do it, let me just show you again. Go gently, just walk it across, and then we're going to stamp this on our strip. And this strip is, I think it's also 3/4 by 5 1/4. And we want it kind of to the right. There we go. Ta-da. Whew. Makes me nervous. Okay. So then we're going to glue that onto our card front. The next one we will do a little bit different, but this, so that our sentiment is done a little differently. It's not on a strip. Wherever you want. Doesn't make any difference, really. All right, so then we have our strip, and I have a piece of Summer Splash ribbon, which is also a leftover scrap. We're just going to tie a bow. We're going to try to tie a bow. Maybe I should say that instead. I love the the Sweetly Scripted stamp. It's not included in the bundle sale this month. I've been trying to show Spotlight of Nature, for 3 weeks. 3 weeks I've been trying to show this stamp set, and I borrowed it from a friend because I didn't have it, and I had it on my list. It was out of stock. It came back. I put it in my cart. I did not complete my order, and imagine that, it is out of stock again. So Spotlight of Nature is unavailable right this minute. So I'm not showing it because it's not available, which makes me super sad. But it will be back soon, and I will show it, I promise, because I've been waiting patiently. I'm having a terrible time with this bow. So the Sweetly Scripted is not in the new catalog. It is an online exclusive, and there are some great online exclusives, which just means they're not in a paper catalog. They're just available to view online. And you can see those on my website. If you type in shop products, online exclusives is one of the drop downs. It includes the kits. Kits are a great, simple thing if you're a beginner, if you're just starting out stamping. Or you can look at there's several stamp sets, but I'm going to tell you, there is some brand new Christmas items coming soon on the online exclusives. And oh my goodness, they showed us this suite that I'm actually going to do my Christmas in July. It's green and gold, and it is beautiful. And actually, Shelley Gardner and Sarah Douglas demonstrated with it, and based on the oohs and the ahs from the audience, it was it's going to be a hot seller. So I'm going to get my Christmas card class out really, really quick, and get those so that we can get that started. So that I can order on the first day, which is July 3rd. So if you are in, there's some other Christmas things, a couple of just holiday in general. So check those out on Wednesday of next week. Hey Diane, good to see you. I say see in the, loose sense of the word see. All right, I have the shimmer gems, the In Color shimmer gems, and you can see I've used quite a few of those because I love them so much. But they put the Summer Splash ones right next to the Shy Shamrock. Those are pretty similar. So if you're using the shimmer gems, just be careful which color you get, because if you get it on there, you will know immediately that it is not the right color. All right, I'm just going to randomly, I'm going to use the Summer Splash. We could use pink too. My card from yesterday, I used the pink just to add some shimmer. This time I'm going to have them stand out a little bit. All right. And again, if I had, I do have a white panel. Let me see if I have some strips in my scrap bag from the Unbounded Beauty. Because this is what my bags look like after I do a class. There's always extras, and I think, right, we could use this one. This one matches. I think that's the only one that I have cut. Or, wait. I always end up with little pieces like this. This could be done the same way. You could do 3 across the front, just to use up your little pieces. You could do something different with the 3. Okay, but I'm going to, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna just let's go across the bottom this time. Let's go 5 1/4 across. And I just found my other card kit that I was gonna pull out, that I had to go looking for, right here on my paper trimmer. Imagine that. Let's do this across the bottom. Just do it like that. Again, just adds a little bit of decoration to the inside and uses up your scraps. Next week, I should be live on Tuesday. It is the holiday week. If you're in the United States, the 4th of July is a big celebration. we are actually traveling. We are going to Kentucky. Our son and daughter-in-law have bought a house and we are helping them move next weekend. So I'm not sure how much celebrating of the 4th of July we'll do, but it'll be a lot of fun. So I should be live on Tuesday. I may have to go live a little bit early. We'll see how that goes because I have something in the afternoon. But if I don't go live on, if I'm not going to be able to go live, I will send you a video. I believe I'm going to do a one sheet wonder with a 6x6 piece of paper. So, all right, here we go. There's card number 2. And then the third one is going to be different, a different style. But again, I'm going to use, get some things out of the way here. I'm going to use, and I had actually a scrap, a 3x4, again, same size as this piece, left in my bag, and this is the zinnia paper. But we're going to do something a little different with this one. So I have an old olive panel, and then I have a Melon Mambo card base. So my Melon Mambo base, go ahead and fold that, get that ready. Now, it would be super simple and easy to just take my flowers, put that on the front, put a sentiment on it. I could do the same type of strip with that Sweetly Scripted, but I am going to, thank you, Cassie. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for watching. I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to cut this DSP, and I'm going to cut it from corner to corner. So I'm going to go from the top right corner. I'm going to put that right in the track, and then we're going to cut from corner to corner so that we have 2 triangles. Okay, so we have our 2 triangles. Going to set that aside, and then we're going to do the exact same thing with the old olive panel. And the old olive panel is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. So there's a 1/4 inch around the sides, and we're just going to go ahead and trim that. Okay. Now let's go ahead and put our designer series paper onto the triangles, and I'm going to use the liquid glue again because it's DSP, but also I can get it into the corners a little easier than a regular. I tried the regular adhesive earlier and it was not easy. So we're just going to put the designer series paper on our triangles, and then we're ready to move on. A little border. All right. No, I'm not sure that's straight. This one is not going to have a bow, just for the record. You don't have to watch me struggle anymore. Okay, now our plan is to put it onto here, but I'm not going to glue it down. And can you tell me why? Does anybody know why I'm not going to glue it down right away? I'm not going to glue these pieces on yet. If your answer is Lori will mess up, then the answer is correct. So I always tell people when they come to class that there's 2 sides to every paper until you glue it down. Then it is automatically one-sided. So I'm going to place these, just lay them there where we will glue them, and then we're going to put our stamp right across the middle, right onto the panel. So again, same thing, walk it gently across, and you can kind of see the walking if you haven't done that before. I only had 2 of the big long blocks, and I didn't want to have to take a time to clean it, so hopefully I can make this big block work. And we're just going to center it, kind of line it up with the corners. All right. Whew. I did all 3 of those without messing up. That's amazing. It's a miracle, I think. Okay. So now we will glue these pieces onto our card front. And again, I'll go ahead and use the liquid glue so that I can get the corners. This could be done and it would look completely different with masculine paper and a long block sentiment. It would be with any sentiment really would work. And so I just want to make my borders approximately the same. And then we will put this panel down onto our card front. And I'm going to bling this one as well. And the papers that go with, or the papers, oh my goodness, the Adhesive Back Shiny Sequins coordinate with the Zinnia paper. So I'm gonna use some of those, and I think I'm gonna use the green. Any of the colors I think would work. Put one there. They're small and large, so I'm gonna use a couple. Right there. A million thanks. Okay, so then, you know what? We've got a blank inside. Let's see what I can come up with for that. I have in my magic bag of scraps a couple of Zinnia ones. Let's see what we can do. If that's actually, you know what? We're going to use this one. We'll just see what we can do. If it's not the right length, ooh, it is. It is. It is exactly the right length. As you can see, it is. So I'm going to use it because now I have this little strip that would not be used for anything else. I'm always a fan of using Designer Series paper. It makes the work, it takes the work out of it. It makes everything matches. It makes it decorative. You can do a panel and call it done. Right, we'll leave a little white rim around the bottom. Bottom or top? Should I do bottom? Oop. No, bottom. I think I'm gonna go bottom. Made my own decision. All right. So then we got our inside Designer Series paper 3x4 and then just a scrap across the bottom. This one is also a 3x4 that looks completely different than the other 3x4 that we just used. You could use the same thing with that. And then we have some 1x3 scraps that were literally just strips that were left over from my other class. So there you have it. I appreciate you. Thank you for watching. Oh, Cassie, thank you. I appreciate you watching today. As always, it's free to watch my class. If you place a $35 order on my website, I will send you these card kits for free along with the Designer Series paper that matches. And then you could use whatever sentiment that you have. And if you place a $50 order on my website, or send me via email or text, a $50 order, then you will get an invitation to my Fun Fold class. If you place each month, when you place a $50 order, you'll be invited on the first of the next month to join my Fun Fold class, which will be a Zoom class, and you'll also get a tutorial on how to make those, but we'll make 3. So we'll make one for the Fun Fold class. We will make one one fun fold, and you'll make 3 of them. So they'll all look different, but they'll be the same fun fold. And that's every month. And you will get those kits if you place a $50 order on my website. I look forward to seeing you all next week. I will see if the Spotlight on Nature is available. That's what I'm going to show. If it is not available, then we will pivot and we will do something else. But I will look forward to seeing you all next week. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.